Hello everybody and welcome back to our coverage here of the game week 5 of the Optegra Premiership here at the Lee Westwood Sports Centre, Nottingham Trent University. We have a game between Aspire and Leeds. Aspire and Leeds, both with not a lot to play for. Leeds potentially still in the title race, but unlikely. Aspire definitely knocked out of it after defeats to both Teesside and Newcastle earlier today. It will be a good game though, and I'm joined for it by Hannah Hindley. Hannah, how are you?
Oh, okay, thanks. How are you? I'm
good, thank you. Are you looking forward to this?
Yes, it's been the one I've been waiting for.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a very good game of football. As we'll just go through the team lineups quickly. For Aspire, it's John Dixon in goal, so a change to the system that had Tom Kelly in there before. There is John Boulding in the centre, who's back from suspension after missing the clash with Newcastle earlier. We've also got Dan McClellan and Rosie Hodgson. And for Leeds, it's Lewis Harris who wears the goalkeeper jersey, even though it's unlikely that he'll actually play there. Harrison Taylor sits between the goalposts. One side Jack Maxwell and the other Dan Rigby. Our centre official is Carolyn. And we are nearly ready to go. What's your prediction for this one, Hannah?
Oh, I think it'll be a tight one, but 2-1 Leeds.
2-1 Leeds, okay. You know what, I think I'll go 2-1 the other way then, Aspire. We'll keep it interesting. So there we are underway. John Boulding immediately takes the ball in the centre of the court. Lewis Harris is there to meet him. Harris.
Contact by Boulding on Maxwell. Free kick to Leeds.
Yeah, it was just the back of Maxwell's chair, wasn't it, that Boulding hit there?
Yeah.
No malicious intent behind it. Dan McClellan.
Intercept. Tries to go down the wing, but dispossessed by Harris.
John Boulding out there to tackle Lewis Harris. Battling away, the two central players for either side, and it goes straight out. And the decision goes against Lewis Harris.
That well picked up.
Done well there.
Until 1 to Aspire.
2-on-1 deep in Aspire territory, so a chance for them to get themselves out of this pickle. Dixon. Boulding. Hodgson intercepts the spin of Dan Rigby.
Then drives at John Boulding.
McClellan. Harris just battling away out on the right hand side.
Trying to get past John Dixon. He got lifted down the line about one side.
Dan McClellan shuts him down, and now it's a chance potentially on the counter-attack for Aspire. Boulding. Hodgson.
2-1 to Leeds. Oh, this is a Boulding's a bit too close.
It's unfortunate for Aspire, who were trying to get an attacking move started. Lewis Harris. Two on one against Aspire again.
Aspire are going to want to cut these mistakes out if they don't want to get with more chance to hurt them.
Yeah, I mean, they really are. These mistakes can be very costly in these games, as Hannah points out. Yeah, they're going to need to cut those out. Hodgson. Boulding. Misses it. He was happy with the delivery from Hodgson, just couldn't quite latch onto it himself.
McClellan intercepts the kick in.
Dan McClellan with the ball to Rosie Hodgson. Cleared by Taylor.
Our first involvement in the match.
Much better from Aspire, much better than we saw earlier today as McClellan picks off towards Hodgson.
Oh.
Who strikes just wide, but good football from the reigning European champions, Aspire.
One inside there. And Lewis Harris gives Taylor responsibility on the goal kick.
So there's the league table. Leeds Chariots, should they win this, will go, and Teesside draw with Sevenoaks. They'll go level on points with Teesside, so they're not quite out of this title race just yet. Well, it's going to be very difficult for them.
And Dan maybe just played it off the McClellan there.
Lewis Harris.
Just a bit of a mistake from Harris. So I was hoping to shut it down. Contact. Goes in favour of Harris.
Yeah, it's one of those that could go either way. I think it was both of the backs of the chairs of Harris and Boulding that were involved there, but as Teesside are really pressing Sevenoaks on court B, both in blue, which is quite an eyesore. Here's Dan Rigby. Lewis Harris looks to play across, blocked again by John Boulding.
Leeds Chariots kicking. And then Rigby takes it quickly and caught by McClellan. Hodgson wanted to take it away. Battling with Harris. Harris hit the better at that one. Inside to Rigby. She was against the fire.
Yeah, I mean, I don't actually know who was judged to have been too close there.
I'm not sure about that one.
The referee's always right. Our mantra here on commentary. Here's Dan Rigby.
McClellan intercepts the Boulding. At the fair ball.
I think the correct decision reached by the officials there. McClellan, Boulding, back into Dan McClellan, who wasn't quite angled to receive a pass with such fast pace on it.
But it made it way back to Boulding anyway.
Yeah, did quite well there to deal with that. He'll be annoyed with himself, Dan McClellan, that he wasn't positioned a bit better for that, because he loves receiving a pass with a bit of vigour on it like that one. As there's a hugely significant game on court B between Sevenoaks and Teesside. We'll keep you updated with the score in that one, because that is massively significant for the title race. Teesside have the initiative, but will they seize it as Dan Rigby in towards Lewis Harris?
Who had a shot but is blocked by Boulding.
Good block from John Boulding. Hannah, who do you think have been the more dominant team so far in this game?
It's hard to say because I think it's been pretty even, but up to a few minutes ago, it was me in the Leeds house.
Yeah, they seem to be growing back into it a little bit, Leeds. Warming into the game. Maxwell.
By kicking.
Hodgson.
To Bolden. Let it run for Brooklyn. But inside. But the ball was. As I was outside the box. And breaking space.
Yeah, a rare miscommunication between Harris and Rigby. Lewis Harris, I don't actually think realised where he was on the court.
No. I've had that before. You think it is the box, but you know.
Boulding fires a shot, blocked by Harris. Now,
Galloway blows the whistle. Someone to fire. I think it was Harris in the Maxwell.
yeah, Lewis Harris and Jack Maxwell penalised for an apparent 2-on-1. So a free kick in quite a promising area for Aspire.
They could have wanted to make these situations count. Only don't want the opposite number 2-1. I'm sitting in the bowling.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hodgson, to be fair, probably wasn't expecting Boulding to come as close as he was. Probably was expecting him to lurk on that sort of edge of the box area. Ended up following in a shot and giving away a 2-on-1.
Well, I'm not sure about this goal kick. What do you think about it?
I mean, it's an interesting one. I understand why they want to do that because Lewis Harris is so strong into 2-on-1 given against Aspire, sorry. Don't know, Boulding and McClellan, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I understand why they want to get Lewis Harris into the dribble as quickly as possible, and that's why they're taking the goal kicks like this, because they know that he is a very good avenue to get the ball up the court. But also, you know,
I'm not sure if it invites pressure.
I think it does, because John Boulding is never going to not be straight onto Lewis Harris. And
No.
you see here, like, they're dribbling strong, and Boulding seems to be getting the better of that battle right now.
So, oh, bit of contact there. Potential 2-1.
2-on-1.
But and Harris was at the box, and Harrison came off his line.
Ball's just... Boulding strikes, blocks. Lewis Harris now has to block. Corner kick for Aspire, who are slowly ramping up the pressure on Leeds here.
The one is to get in bigger.
Yeah, they said that.
Do I need to move?
Yeah, if you just go side on, I think we'll be okay. Just a little bit of rearranging in the pace here. Oh, just off the line by Harris.
Potential free kick there by Boulding. Contact between Boulding and Ripley.
Boulding with the ball across towards Hodgson.
And that's the free goal.
Aspire open the scoring through Rosie Hodgson.
We're not happy about the contact between Ripley.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because they were very close together, like when the ball was played into them, Rigby and John Boulding. I don't know. I'd have to see it back to know where the contact was.
I don't know if it was quite a free kick.
Well, it's one of those because obviously John Boulding was in front of Rigby, so if anything, like Rigby was the one doing stuff to the back of Boulding's chair. It's just whether Boulding reversed at any point, because obviously that would be a contact foul.
Yeah.
It's hard to say, but the highlight is that Aspire have the lead, and Teesside are still pushing to try and make that the case for them. Just pull up the top goal scorers for Aspire in the league this season. We'll have a look. So Dan McClellan on 13 goals, John Dixon on 11. That goal, I think, takes Rosie Hodgson to 10.
Bowling Jack Harris is to the Leeds half, the 2 battle.
Good. This has been a very, very entertaining battle to watch between Harris and Boulding so far.
Yeah.
2 very good, strong, dribbling centre players.
Yeah. A battle will be looking to take it into the battle, but we don't want to get it out. Passing us to us. And Harris wins that battle.
That was brilliant battling.
Plays it to me, right between McClellan and Bowden.
Dan McClellan takes it with him, dribbling. Now, Hodgson. This is very weird. Aspire have like 3 players in a weird like triangle base.
Yeah. Now they go to the north room we set up with Dan and Dan driving. We Bowden at the base.
Here's John Boulding. McClellan just allows it to go out. Intelligent play from Dan McClellan. Aspire have played well here so far. McClellan, Boulding. His pass is out of play. And we have had a goal on court B2. I'll try and get that scoreline up on your screen now because Teesside have got the lead, so that's an important goal for them. And given the fact that Leeds are losing, well, as I say that, Teesside double their advantage. So this is a very big goal for them. They have a bit of breathing space now at the top of the table, and all eyes for them will be on the final game of today between Newcastle and West Bromwich Albion. If West Brom don't win, well, Teesside will have a hand on the trophy, and quite a firm hand at that, as Boulding takes a shot. It actually troubles Harrison Taylor more than he was expecting, I think. McClellan now, back towards Boulding, back in towards McClellan. He's unfortunate that it flicks up. It's really unlucky there, Dan McClellan, that it just flicked up. Wasn't a bad pass.
It's scary when it does that.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Mitch Tinkler earlier for Teesside get absolutely battered with a ball, didn't we?
It hurts, truly. We were trying to jump McClellan up the pitch. Met by Boulding. Harrison Boulding. Oh, that might need it awful. And it goes Harrison's way and Boulding was back in.
Contact foul against John Boulding. Dan Rigby. Cleared by John Boulding. Rigby fires a shot in again. This time John Dixon's the one who clears. Harris. McClellan, Harris. Locked into contact.
Oh. That goes Harrison's way.
Heavy contact there between Boulding, between McClellan and Lewis. Harris seemed pretty good spirited in the end, given against Dan McClellan, who was the reversing party.
Oh, that's what said that it just takes it by John Boulding.
Two on one against Aspire. John Boulding fluffs the free kick, but still with Aspire. All good. Use of the front of their chairs there from the Aspire wing players. McClellan with the pass across. Rigby puts a stop to it. but now it's picked off the back of him, and this is now a chance. It's Dan Rigby, and there's a goal.
Oh, I think one was.
What was it?
What you gotta be careful of. Leeds can break.
Yeah, it was a very good break. It was a great pass from Jack Maxwell and a great finish as well from Dan Rigby. I think Dan McClellan is taking the blame for that one. Made a mistake out on the wing, and very quickly it became more than a mistake as Boulding
In light of the contact. Boulding needed to make contact with Harris.
Harris, Rigby. Kick in for Aspire.
If I kick it again.
McClellan off the back of the chair of Harris, going to go out for a corner kick.
And I will.
Yeah, you may have to go side on again, Hannah. Rosie Hodgson.
Possible double. Oh.
Yeah, nice attempt from Aspire. It's been a very good, very entertaining game of football so far.
Yeah.
Both teams have had some really nice moments. As
Oh.
Right, well there we go. So it ends the half. Aspire 1, Leeds Chariots 1. So Leeds, after going down, have equalised, shown good spirit. It was a great goal as well from Leeds Chariots. A counter-attacking move. Jack Maxwell set up Dan Rigby after Rosie Hodgson opened the scoring. It's been a decent performance from both sides. Sides that one has a lot more to play for than the other. Right now, we'll show you the league table quickly before we take our half-time break. We have Teesside, then West Brom, then Leeds. Leeds right now are 4 points behind Teesside. If they win this game, then Leeds will go up to 2 points behind Teesside and keep the pressure on them slightly. So there we have it. That is the table for now. Will it change after the break? We'll have to see. Aspire 1, Leeds 1. We'll see you after the half time. So we are nearly back underway here. And now we are. Lewis Harris kicks off. 2-on-1 instantly given against Harris and Maxwell. Not the best way to start a half of football.
No.
McClellan, that's a good pass. That might be that's a very good way to start a half of football.
We made a mistake and I made them pay.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about polar opposite ways to come out of a half-time team talk.
Yeah.
there's giving away a 2-on-1 in the opening 3 seconds, and then there's scoring a goal in the opening 30 seconds. Hannah, what a good finish from Rosie Hodgson.
That was a very cool camp.
Yes, taken both of her goals very, very well, actually, Rosie Hodgson. Lots of power. But not been, like, to the detriment of the accuracy as Boulding finds McClellan. That's another lovely pass. Hodgson at the back post makes the block. It's still with Aspire. Dan McClellan picking it off. McClellan. Aspire really getting some power on their play now.
Yeah.
Dan McClellan.
Maxwell. I mean, to be Maxwell. Bring it down across the box. Crucial interception for Boulding. I wish that Boulding been that battle. I wish could up this time on top.
Dixon. Dan McClellan. Rigby. Hodgson plays back in towards John Dixon.
I wish on the ball. I wish still on the ball. McClellan brings him away. So Dixon plays to McClellan. Back to Dixon. Oh, nearly got out by Maxwell.
Yeah, really close there. And now potentially a chance for Spire to spring a counter. Dan Rigby snaps onto that though. McClellan now takes it out wide.
Attempt to play back into poverty, but me box him.
Dan McClellan looks to flick back off the chair of Rigby. McClellan.
Fakes the dummy. Now it does actually passes. It breaks too far in front of the clothes.
Yeah, it's a bit unlucky.
Yeah.
Aspire definitely playing in a different way. McClellan and Boulding playing more as like a midfield 2 than anything.
Yeah.
Rigby. Here's Maxwell. Jack Maxwell.
Oh. Misses the 180 and it's the final goal kick.
Leeds starting deep and they're gonna try and pick it off. McClellan looks to take it down the line. Lewis Harris is into the tackle. It's gonna go out for a goal kick.
Boulding played it off Harris.
Dixon.
Oh, possible free kick to Fire.
Yeah, and I like that from Caroline Goldsborough, the referee, because she recognised that there potentially was the opportunity to play advantage there after the whistle had been blown. Apologised to Aspire. Aspire accept it and they get a free kick. It's good, honest refereeing. Here's John Boulding, Dan McClellan.
Back into Boulding, down the line to Hodgson. McLaren for a goal. I wish to take a goal into actions.
McClellan, Harrison Taylor.
The main battle with the bowling rhythms.
Goal kick for Leeds. Spire definitely have come out from half time a bit more like defensively resolute and also just a bit more motivated, like they've got a clear game plan that they're going to stick to. Boulding. Hodgson fires a shot. I'm sure she will be very, very motivated to try and get a hat-trick in this game. 2-on-1 given against Hodgson and McClellan. It's okay.
McClellan Matwell. Outgoing by kicking. Down the line to McClellan. Through the gap. Oh! A wide by Hodgson.
It's great football.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Hodgson is really hunting that third goal, isn't she?
Yes.
It's great to see. Very good finisher, Rosie Hodgson, and very, very clinical player. And also just a player that manages to get herself into that position of most opportunity very regularly. So advantage was played. It's going to be called back for a 2-on-1. John Dixon took that a little bit quickly.
Possible power.
I do like the threshold of contact that Caroline Goldsborough's gone for, though. She's been very strict. The back of the chair contact is not allowed, but Boulding and Harris have been going very strongly into challenges, and she has been...
I think she's adapted that it's going to be a physical match.
Yeah, I think...
And there's a lot of history that it's going to be physical.
Yeah, that's exactly that. She's not blowing up for every little foul. No pernickety refereeing. It's good to see. As Hodgson plays across. Blocked by Harris. Go out for a kick-in. Hodgson. Boulding.
Do you think the lack of substitute for Leeds will play a factor?
I mean, they've had a... It is tough not being able to have a break. To be fair, they only usually really substitute between Harrison Taylor and Jack Britton in goal anyway, and I don't think that's really been an issue that they haven't been able to do that, so I don't think it's been much of an issue, but it is always nice to be able to get some fresh faces and fresh ideas onto the court. Maxwell.
Looking for it being clapped by McClellan.
Hodgson strikes at goal. Blocked by Taylor. Rigby can't keep it in. It's going to be a kick in for Aspire. Boulding. McClellan.
Finds the gap. Trying to return it to McClellan.
2-on-1 against Hodgson and McClellan.
Yeah.
Harris. Maxwell. Oh, that's a deft little touch, but McClellan will recover.
We'll go and stay away from that well. But by Harris, charging for gains to Bolton returns.
McClellan off the back of the chair of Harris. Going to be a kick in for Aspire. Harris and Taylor with the save. Still with Aspire. Rosie Hodgson. Boulding, handball from Jack Maxwell. Think he's okay?
Yeah.
Very rare that you get a handball in power chair football.
Yeah.
But not impossible, as just demonstrated.
Yeah.
John Boulding.
We have recovered. Walked up between Bowden and Harris. Contact let go by Cameron. Maybe tried to bring it away though. Played it down. Dan hits it back to John Dixon. Bowden trying to recover. Now John Dixon.
Harris.
Intercepted and recovered.
Boulding. Harris. McClellan with the challenge. Flicks it back towards Boulding now. Dixon plays it out. Harris, Maxwell now has a chance to try and spin. Boulding's there to shut him out. 7 minutes, 7.5 minutes remaining. Boulding.
Being little, I was that wide. And by trying to break, Harris got back.
So a kick in for Aspire. Leeds getting a bit frustrated, you can tell.
Yeah.
They know this is a game that if they don't win, they probably can then count themselves out of the title race, and this feels like it could be the end for Leeds. For Aspire, it's been a chance to atone for some really terrible performances earlier in the day.
So we've been trying to put it inside to McClellan, met by Boulding. McClellan to Boulding. We were so trying to shoot him out. Possible to was. That's out for a body kicking.
So with 6 minutes remaining, is there time for a bit of drama, or will Aspire hold on? Obviously, the recent history between these two. 2-1 has been a popular scoreline. Leeds beat Aspire 2-1 in the league earlier this season, although it was a game that Aspire felt they deserved more out of. Then the Cup semi-final in recent weeks in the John Good Group WFA Cup. Aspire knocked Leeds out and booked their place at St George's Park with a 2-1 victory, although Leeds probably felt like they should have got more from that. They missed a massive chance to make it 2-2 late on in the game. Jack Maxwell hit the post, and then today, where it looks like Aspire may be on their way to another 2-1 victory.
It was passed by John Boulding. Means that Lippy could just hit it down the court and release the pressure.
So we have one more round of fixtures. We are not quite done yet for this Saturday. West Bromwich Albion Newcastle is the highlight one. That's coming up to you at 4:30 here on the WFA YouTube. Rosie Hodgson now with a chance to strike, blocked by Taylor. Hodgson in there again. Comes back to Harris.
attempted 360, but then thought better of it.
Holding allows it out for a kick in. I'm going to ask you in about 2 minutes' time, Hannah, for your player of the match, so get thinking. Here's Dan Rigby, Lewis Harris. Boulding. Trying to get it through Harrison Taylor and Lewis Harris. Corner kick. Won by John Boulding. Getting ready to take this corner. Boulding.
Oh,
there we go.
That's the nail in the coffin. I think Leeds have a good chance to come back from 3-1.
Yeah, that I think is game. Just a good delivery from Hodgson. Great front bumper from Boulding. And yeah, you have to say that's probably game over. So Aspire will end what's been a difficult day with 3 points. Leeds have been fantastic this season, but
I think they'll be frustrated with the down for this performance because they know they can beat Aspire.
yeah, I mean, there's the top of the table now. So Aspire leapfrog Newcastle back into 4th. They obviously now mathematically cannot win the title.
A late substitution, but they are partners.
So that's the mathematical end of the title race for Aspire. Teesside winning, they're now 7 points behind with only 2 games left to play. But for Leeds, it's not quite the end, but it basically is. They will really struggle to win this league now, but they have been fantastic competitors this season. It's been a real landmark season for Leeds Chariots, and I'm sure they'll want to finish it as strongly as possible tomorrow and get as high a league placing as they can.
A late till 1 for Aspire gives a chance to release any pressure and keep it in the result.
Boulding to take this. Oh, McClellan will actually take it. Boulding. McNeil can't quite get there. Kick in for Leeds. John Boulding. Dan McClellan. Lewis Harris. McClellan just flicks it off the back of Lewis Harris. Corner kick. Now I think is the time I'm going to ask you for your player of the match, Anna Hindley.
This person's contribution as what separates the teams and got us by the 3 points. My player of the match is Rosie Hodgson.
Yeah, that's fair enough. 2 goals, 2 very well taken goals, and then a very well taken set piece to set John up for the 3rd.
Yeah.
It's a fair choice. I think I agree with you, Hannah. As here's Boulding. Very good contribution from Rosie Hodgson, who sits on the bench now after being replaced by Sally McNeil. Hopefully satisfied with her afternoon's work. Obviously it's not over for Aspire in terms of the season. They have tomorrow as well, and then travel to Paris for the Fit for Club World Cup, and then even more closer to home, they then have the cup final against West Bromwich Albion as full time is blown here. So it ends Leeds Chariots 1, Aspire 3. Any final thoughts, Hannah?
It was a good game, but ultimately 2 well taken set pieces won the game.
Yeah, but 2 very well taken set pieces. And so that's it. Aspire 3, Leeds Chariots 1. Aspire bounce back Leeds. That might be the end of their title charge, but what a season it's been for them. It's been a real transformation. We'll be back for more Power Chair football shortly.